All right, well, Thaddeus Young is joining us now, the player the Pacers assume will be starting at the 4 position. Let's talk about the move that, of course, got you here, which was back right around draft time. And what was that like for you to hear that you're going to play for a team that you didn't quite know then, but then when the offseason, as it continues to unfold, looks like a potential contender here?
It's huge. Just the fact that they were a playoff contending team the year before, and to see them, in the playoffs playing against the Raptors and some of the things that they brought to the table, it was huge for me because I felt definitely that I can help this team, possibly, get to the first round and get past the first round. I'm very hyped and very ecstatic about the opportunity to go out there and be able to play with some solid guys, some veteran guys, some guys who know how to play the game. And this is going to be a good year.
You think as you get older, and not just you, but maybe most players who are veterans, and especially if you've been in a situation where more often than not the teams you played on were not particularly good, do you appreciate more the chance to play on a good playoff caliber team as you get later in your career?
Oh, definitely. I've been to the playoffs 4 or 5 times in my career, and each and every year that I've been, it's been great. Definitely, this is the best team that I've been with on paper, and I think we can do something special here. And this team, with the guys that's on the list, you got Rodney Stuckey, you got Jeff T, you got Miles, you got Paul George, you have Monte Ellis, you got CJ Miles, you have a lot of guys that has made a name for themselves in this league and has done very well. I just want to be a complimentary piece to those guys to help them win games.
Well, NBA fans certainly know your game and what you've brought. You brought it at a high level for a handful of years now in the league. But from a Pacers perspective, I know a lot of Pacers fans are eager to see what you can bring. And when you read or see analysis of your game, it almost always seems like people say he doesn't need the play called for him, but he's able to produce. And last year that was certainly the case, 15, 16 points a game. So why are you able to excel at a pretty high level when the offense is maybe not necessarily generated around you?
I think simply because I understand the game a little bit, as far as, me passing, cutting, and me being a beneficiary of certain things that, other guys are doing. I can play off other guys' energy, I can feed off other guys like Brooke. Last year, Brooke wanted to play around the free throw line and play at the three-point line. I'll play down low. You got to miss shots sometimes. I'll go get the rebounds. If I'm running down the court, I know if I run to the basket, most guys, they're not going to beat me down the court. Or I'll be the trail big. Most guys, big guys, they retreat to the paint. So, you just go to the spots that you're most comfortable and that, you can either make an opportunity for your team to score, or you can be the opportunity scorer. And I think that's what I've always been, a good opportunity scorer, just by cutting, passing, and moving after that spot.
There are a lot of guys, though, even experienced guys, who don't understand the game the way you do, who don't make the adaptations as needed. Do you think that particular skill will help you to prolong your career longer than it might ordinarily be the case?
Definitely. Definitely. That and getting a pretty decent jump shot. I think it definitely brings longevity to my career, just being able to play off the ball and not having the need to actually have the ball and having a high usage rate. I think the biggest thing for me, like I said, is just feeding off those guys' energy and just learning how to adapt to each and every situation that you're in on the court.
Do you view yourself as a stretch 4? Would you call yourself a stretch 4?
It's just a name. Stretch 4s, can mean you shoot threes. Stretch 4s can mean, hey, you're a guy that can play around the three-point line and put the ball on the floor and make plays. But at the end of the day, I don't really care about the stretch 4 or anything like that. I just care about, winning games and helping my team win games.
You talked about your versatility and brought up the example with Brooke Lopez. You've got Miles Turner, who will be playing with you down there this season. Do you have a feel for what your role with him might be? Because Miles is a guy kind of like Brooks that can extend it out to the three-point line, but is also working on his post game as well, and I'm sure that's something you can help him with.
Yeah, definitely. Miles he plays all over the court, kind of sort of how Brooke does. Brooke is I wouldn't say Brooke is a better three-point shooter than he is, but Brooke can step out and shoot the basketball, and I just know how to feed off those guys. I always call Brooke my big target. You know, when I'm up top, you know, I look for him because I know if I throw him the ball, everybody's going to gravitate to him. Same thing with Miles. Most people will gravitate to the bigger guys because they feel if they put it on the floor, they can go and dig the ball out and get the ball, and then that just opens up more opportunities for me to go and score and play under guys. And you know, playing with Miles, you know, you just have to feed off, you know, what he's going to do. You know, he's a high energy guy, very athletic, can step out and shoot the basketball, can post up. You know, you just have to play off him and play around, you know, what he's doing at the time.
So you said earlier in our conversation that at least on paper, this is the best team you've ever been on?
We still have a lot to prove. I mean,
How good?
Man, we can be really good. I wouldn't, you know, put a number on it or anything like that, but we can be very, very good. You know, we can be very scary for a lot of teams, you know, simply because we have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. You know, but, you know, like I said, it's just on paper right now. We still have to show and prove.
Do you think versatility is this team's strongest point? Do you look at a lot of guys, I think, share characteristics with you from the aspect of a Jeff Teague? He can shoot, he can pass if needed to. We know the game that Paul George has. We just talked about Miles Turner, Monte Ellis. It seems like there's a lot of guys that could fill multiple roles if and when needed.
Yeah, we have a lot of gaps that can be filled, you know, with certain guys and certain individuals on the team, and that's huge for any team. You know, you look at the Golden States, the OKCs. You know, those teams have guys that can play multiple positions and that can fill gaps, and you know, I think that's the biggest thing for us. Like we can fill those gaps, and we can be able to play and feed off each other's energy or feed off who has it going. And we know, okay, if Paul George has it going, let's get him the ball. You know, if Monte has the ball, let's get him the ball. But we also can push the tempo and make plays off each other and feed off each other's energy and feed off the vibe of the basketball movement.
All right, well, Thaddeus Young, appreciate your time. Best luck in your first season here in Indiana.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Welcome.